Welcome back, guys, to another episode. Finally, after a bit of a longer break than anticipated, but it's the summertime and we were living life, you know? So, if you are new here, you didn't watch our first video, you should go watch it first. And then obviously come back to this one. But I am Jason, and I am joined by Mr. Bo Walker. We are from the Deep Impact podcast. You can go and check that YouTube channel for other wrestling content that we've done on there. But this is our own wrestling channel. So, and Bo, we have a pay-per-view coming up.
We do. We August 5th.
Usually cover them. We usually cover the pay-per-views.
Yeah.
We do intend on doing more. Trust us. But
Yep.
But yeah, we got a pay-per-view coming up this Sunday as we're recording this.
No, Jason.
Saturday.
Jason. Yes, Saturday. Come on, the Vince McMahon era is over. They're on Saturday nights now, and I'm all for it. I thoroughly enjoy the Saturday night.
Oh yeah,
because there's no reason for me to have to stay awake on Sunday to watch a pay-per-view and then get up early and go to work on Monday.
Yeah,
like it just makes so much more sense. Now WrestleMania is the exception.
Well, yeah.
Do you you want to roll right through this? Let's.
So the pay-per-view coming up is 2023 Summerslam in Detroit, Michigan. Boo. To kick off the biggest party of the summer. Keep in mind, these matches are not in order on our lists, or at least we don't think they are. So we're just going to go off my list. I'm using Yahoo Sports. So the first match that it has listed on here is Logan Paul and Ricochet.
Now, I did hear, though, that Logan Paul did request the first match of the night. And he did that for a special reason. Because his brother is also boxing against Nate Diaz the same night. So I don't remember if it's in LA or Miami or Texas. It's one of the three. But his plan is he's already got it timed out. Does the match, leave in full gear, leaves the match, goes backstage, hops on a private jet, flies straight to wherever his brother's fight is, lands, gets to the arena, walks out with his brother, still in full gear.
I mean,
he did say this. He said that on his Impulsive podcast. So
that'd be really cool. That'll be really cool seeing him walking out in his ring gear with his brother.
Yes. Now that is what I have heard. I don't know how true it will be, but that is just what I've heard.
So who do you think's winning in what has been called the most viral match, or going to be the most viral match? Who do you think?
My heart says Ricochet, but my mind is telling me that they're going to give it to Logan Paul. And I'll tell you why. Logan Paul has had all these big matches and he's had all these losses. Okay? And I feel like this could also set up another, they've had some highlight moments so far throughout their time together. This match is going to be the same thing. There's going to be some big spots. They're going to have some jaw-dropping moments to start off the show. But Logan Paul is going to pick up the dub. He lost to Roman. He lost to Seth. He needs a victory. He's going to win here. And you're going to tell me that they're not going to keep playing up the storyline with him saying that Samantha Irvin is going to say his name as the winner? If he would have just said, and I'm going to make your girl say my name, and just left it at that, all the little innuendos that would have started, that would have been so much better.
Yeah. See, here's the thing. So I kind of want Logan to win at this point, simply because, I mean, obviously Ricochet can go in the ring, obviously.
Yeah.
But in terms of promo work, Logan has cleaned the floor with him.
Yep.
Ricochet just leaves a lot to be desired in terms of his promo work. The stuff that Logan Paul's doing, his little, I don't know if you've seen them, but his little jokes that he keeps playing with Byron Saxton backstage are freaking hilarious. Like
Yes.
him calling him bald 2 weeks in a row, like little stuff like that. Like
Yep.
Logan, I want Logan to win. I think Ricochet wins though, but I do kind of want Logan Paul to win. I never
Yep.
thought I'd say those words, but
Right. Right.
so next up, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler in what has been dubbed a MMA rules match.
Thank God.
Hmm?
That's the only thing that's going to save this match.
So here's my
Is
thing.
that it's. I hope. Go ahead. You go first.
Here's my thing. The only way that I will give this match a W is if they get Bruce Buffer to come in and announce the competitors. That's the only way that I will be interested in the match.
I don't think. Well, they are owned by the same company
They're
now,
owned by the same
so I mean
company.
that there is that. But that would be freaking awesome.
That would
But
be amazing.
here's the thing: I think if it's going to be an MMA style fight, they need to bring back the fight pit.
I saw a lot of people say that.
It needs to be in a cage,
Yes, I think
and they need to let these women do what they're best at. And it's not talking. That's for damn sure.
yeah.
It is
Although I will
fighting.
say last night instead of doing like promos, they did vignettes on like they did a vignette for the match, and the vignette
Yeah.
was actually not that bad. Like
Yeah. See,
it was their best work the entire rivalry, which isn't saying much,
yeah.
but um yeah, I think it needs to be in a cage and just let them cook. Like they can both go in the ring. They're at their element in an MMA rules match. Like
Ronda Rousey was the baddest woman on the planet. Like she was the most dominant female mixed martial artist in the world. Like there was nobody that could touch her.
mhm,
Shayna Baszler was her student.
mhm,
Okay,
mhm,
I mean they can both go in an MMA ring.
mhm,
Shayna Baszler can go in a WWE ring.
mhm.
She needs to work on the talking a little bit more. Ronda
Yes.
Rousey, she, when she first started, she could go better than she can now. I feel like she's lost a step since she's had a kid. Now, granted, that's not her fault.
Well,
And I also think this is going to be her last match.
yep.
I think she's retiring after this.
So do I. I
Yep, I
think
think
this is her last one, and I think she puts Shayna over.
I agree. Yep, Shayna's winning
Shayna
this match.
wins. Ronda puts her over. Ronda rides off into the sunset.
Yep,
I think because
agreed
those rumors have been getting very, very loud.
that
As
they have.
so, I definitely think it's going to be her last one.
Yep.
Um, I'll admit she hasn't been my favorite
Nope.
superstar to come through, but I can respect for what I can have respect for what she has done once she's met to women's sports in general. I mean,
Agreed.
so yeah,
Yep.
so we're both in agreement that
Yep. Baszler wins it.
yep, Shayna wins. Okay, next up, Brock Lesnar and the American roller coaster, Cody Rhodes.
Cody Rhodes.
So, okay, before I give my pick, I have a serious question to ask you.
Yeah.
Why did this feud ever start?
I feel like they didn't know they weren't ready to rehash Cody and Rollins or Cody and Cody and Rollins and Cody and Roman Reigns. So they needed a big time matchup for him during the meantime. And who's bigger than fucking Brock Lesnar?
But why? They never gave a reason as to why Lesnar beat Cody into a pulp with the one like
Well,
tag match that they had.
in all
They never
honesty,
gave a reason.
Jason, no, in all honesty, it's Brock Lesnar. I don't think they need to give a reason. I think the fans at
Okay,
this
that's
point
fair.
are they're just so accustomed to Brock being out of control when Brock's out of control
Okay,
that
I
that
can see
I
that.
didn't did now when you're watching it, did you think like why is this happening? For me, when I watched it, I was like, oh, Brock Lesnar's a fucking psychopath.
Okay, yeah, yeah,
I mean that
yeah. All right, yeah, I
I
can
mean that's
see
just
that.
where I thought of.
Another
Yeah.
thing is I really this match needed to be a stipulation. It
It
had
did.
to have a stipulation,
It really did.
and it doesn't, which I find so weird. Like the way that Brock has beaten Cody into a pulp as of late, like for the third match, hopefully the last, because I'm tired of seeing these two go at it.
I
I feel
think
like it
this is
needed
the
to
end
be a
of it.
stipulation.
I agree. Like, give me a falls count anywhere.
Something.
Give me something like that.
I think Cody Rhodes wins.
I do too. I agree.
I don't think
Yep.
there's a chance that Brock wins.
No, they're going to set up Cody, and Cody's going to go for a title belt after this. He's going after one of the titles after this setup.
Probably, yeah. Um, Next up, the so on here on this list, it has the Slim Jim SummerSlam Battle Royal.
Yep, same.
We only know two guys in the battle
Who?
royal. Sheamus and LA Knight. Those are the only two that we know
All right.
that we know of.
LA Knight is winning it. LA Knight is
LA
winning
Knight's
it.
winning.
And if LA Knight doesn't win it, there are going to be riots in the streets of Detroit. Okay.
Well,
End
and
of story. Goodbye. The end.
Here's my thing. So I have a feeling that this is going to open the show,
Mm-hmm.
and if it does, LA Knight needs to win, or that crowd is going to be dead the rest of the night.
Yep. Agreed.
So
Agreed. 100% agreed.
LA Knight needs to win. They need to just give LA Knight his push instead of wait till after SummerSlam.
Start it
Capitalize
at
on
the
him
biggest
now.
party of the summer.
Yeah,
Yep, exactly.
Like
now you got to think there are some big names at in WWE right now that don't have SummerSlam matches. I mean, you're gonna see some big characters in this match.
yeah.
Now, do
Well,
we know is it over the top battle royal?
I think so. Yeah.
So it's the Royal Rumble basically, but they're all starting in the ring. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
It's got to be LA Knight.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, that crowd is going to be so dead the rest of the show, regardless of where you put that. Regardless of where you put it, it's LA
Yep.
Knight all the way. Yeah. Next match, probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most, the Intercontinental Championship, Drew McIntyre and the Ring General Gunther.
To quote the great Jim Ross, it's going to be a slobber knocker.
Yep.
These two men are going to beat the ever living shit out of each other, and I cannot wait to watch it.
Yep.
Gunther wins.
They need to let them go. I'm talking 20, 25-minute match. This has the potential to be match of the night, match of the month, pay-per-view wise.
Here's the thing: we have been saying every episode that we've done talking about pay-per-views, any match that Gunther's in is going to be potential match of the year,
and there's a reason for that.
There's a reason. Yeah, I think he retains.
Yes,
and it's not just because he's the better performer, the better wrestler. He's breaking the Honky Tonk Man's record.
Yes, that was going to be my next.
And that's it.
I think
WWE. That's why he's winning.
WWE wants him to break Honky Tonk Man's record.
Yeah, he's just this says right here. He's just over a month away.
Yeah, Gunther wins and retains his championship belt.
Agreed.
Moving on to the women's championship match, we have the champion Asuka going up against Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair. Now, I have a bone to pick with this match.
Was your bone to pick that Charlotte is actually still in this match?
Well, part of it, yeah. It's the fact that Asuka has been thrown to the sidelines and has not even been made to look like a champion. They've been focusing on Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair the entire time. And poor Asuka, who is literally the champion, has gotten nothing. It's stupid. Like, Asuka is one of the top performers in the women's division.
Yeah.
And it just sucks that they're treating her this bad. Like,
I think we get a cash in.
so do I.
Io Sky.
And I think it's successful.
I agree.
So I have Asuka winning and Io Sky coming in to cash in and win.
Correct.
That's what I
Man,
have.
is this the first time that we've been on the same page?
Could be. I don't know.
It might be. All right.
Could be. Yeah. Next, the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins and Finn Balor.
Gonna be a banger. Everything these two touch together turns to gold. They both have the Midas touch.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see Seth Rollins losing here after just getting the title. I don't see Damian Priest cashing in on anybody other than Finn Balor, though.
Okay.
The only so I do think that Finn wins at some point, but not SummerSlam. I think Finn will get the belt, but Priest will cash in on him very soon after.
Okay. You know how you just said that we've been on the same.
Yeah, that we agreed on everything. Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. What do you think?
I think Finn wins.
Do you think Damian cashes in?
No, I don't think so. I think Finn wins, and I'm only saying that because if he does, then each member of the Judgment Day will have a
Yeah.
significant something. Rhea's
Yeah.
the women's champion. Dirty Dominic Mysterio is the NXT North American champion, which I freaking love.
Yep, I agree.
You have Damian Priest, Mr. Money in the Bank, and I think it makes sense to put the belt on Finn and
Now, see,
finish.
that makes sense. But can I pitch you the other side of that coin?
Okay.
Rhea's got the championship. Dom's got a championship. Priest has the Money in the Bank. Who's the weakest link? Finn Balor. Finn Balor loses. That's going to set up the dynamic where Priest or Rhea Ripley is going to take over the group. I think that's a real possibility of that, and that's
Yeah,
going to set up
I
that
think it
storyline
is.
of
I just think the way that they're pushing them, I just don't I don't see a scenario where Finn loses. Just with the way that they've been pushing the Judgment Day, like they're pushing them into being what the Bloodline was.
yeah.
So I just think I think it makes sense. I think from a storytelling aspect, Finn finally gets the win after 7 years and finishes his story 7 years in the making before Cody Rhodes does.
Yeah.
I just think it makes sense. So I'm taking Finn Balor. No cash in from Priest.
But no, I think Seth Rollins wins.
All right, it's the first one
All
we
right.
haven't agreed with. So
All right. All right.
moving on to the most likely going to be the main event of
Oh,
SummerSlam,
absolutely.
the undisputed Universal Championship. Jey
Uh.
Uso. What?
It's the undisputed WWE Universal Championship.
Okay, well, not on here. So you know what? The title's too confusing to frickin' say. Period. So
It really is. It really is. There's a
just
lot. It's a mouthful.
Jey Uso versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns wins. Roman Reigns retains. He retains. It's going to set up. Solo Sikoa is going to leave Roman Reigns' side, which is going to set up Roman Reigns going into WrestleMania by himself with only little pudgy Paul Heyman, the GOAT. If you saw
I was going to
First
say,
Take
watch
with him
what
today,
you're saying about Paul Heyman.
but no, if you watched First Take this morning on ESPN with him and Stephen A. Smith, he is the GOAT. But that's going to set him going into WrestleMania 40 with Paul Heyman as the only person by his side, going up against who? Cody Rhodes.
Could happen.
What's
It
what's
could
going to happen?
happen. I think Roman
It's
wins.
it's going to be a great match, though.
It really is. It really is.
My last thing that I'm going to say about this pay per view is I am glad finally that Ricochet is getting the spotlight that he deserves because he is an incredible performer.
Yes.
That's it.
Yes. Same here.
Yes.
Couldn't
Even if it is
more.
against Logan Paul.
Yes, I couldn't agree more.
Yep.
And this is also going to be a full year of Triple H as the head of creative.
Yeah. Interesting,
So,
man.
It's been a fun year, man.
It really has.
Wrestling's fun again, man.
It is. I'm enjoying myself.
So that will do it for this video here. You can find us on our social medias. You can just go to our link tree that I will post in the description down below. It'll take you to our podcast link tree, the Deep Impact podcast. Everything will be posted there except for the YouTube video that will be up on the Deep Impact Wrestling channel. And we do have other videos planned in the it's not just going to be a video before every pay-per-view. So we do have other stuff planned. Expect a more consistent schedule once summer is kind of over and out. So that'll do it for this episode. Don't forget, hit the like button and hit subscribe if you haven't. It's free and you can change your mind later if you want to. Bye.
Yeah.